folks, and welcome to the video game. Folks, we are here to talk about games and hang out and do a podcast. It's me, John. I'm here. Hello. And once again this week, didn't play too many games, so it's going to kind of be a news podcast yet again. Maverick, you're here, though. What's going on with you?
If you can believe it, it's a newscast once again.
I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe that this is something that occurs. Especially when it's just the two of us, because, we're good. We're friends here. We're talking about the games, the news, and I think we've been covering it pretty well lately.
Yeah, totally. Audience, he doesn't know. Chat, he doesn't know.
What?
He doesn't know.
Heck? I don't know.
Well, what? No, totally. We're friends and it's great. And help me right now.
I'm conveniently not listening right now as you're saying that.
Yeah, you're just off to the other side of our totally set up sound space.
Mm-hmm.
Located here at 700 Broadway, Brooklyn, New York. And folks, if you look that up, that's just McDonald's around here.
That's where we go every day after the show, or every week. We stop by the Mickey D's. We go grab some some chicken nuggets. One of us gets stuck in the ball pit like every time. It alternates, It's having a good time. Folks, the news is wild. I'm gonna say here, there's like a little bit of good news here, but I would say most of the news this week is either bad or just weird. I'm gonna say we can alternate between weird and bad, because I want to keep it like not too much of a downer, but also, again, I can't be like super positive about any of this, because even the stuff that's like not offensive is just, why are they doing this? What's going on? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's just been the vibe of like the last second half of this month, really.
Absolutely. Last week was also pretty weird. So let's just hit us with a. I'll hit us with the one of the big ones here. So the Embracer Group acquisitions that happened in the middle of the night a couple of days ago. I guess that was probably during the day for them, because they're Swedish. They're Swedish, yeah. So, normal hours for them, wild hours for us. There was just this big long string of press releases that Wario64 tweeted out all at once, basically, of all their acquisitions. First one that came up was Limited Run, which was wild. We were all just kind of like, what the hell's going on? What? Limited Run got bought out? And then they just kept announcing stuff. There was Sing Tricks, which is a vocal processing effects studio. So they do karaoke technology. And I guess they helped run they helped with the tech for Guitar Hero, the original Guitar Hero tech. That's pretty interesting. Then they announced Tuxedo Labs, who are the people who made Teardown, if you've played that. It's a smaller team, but they made a pretty famous game where people were just running around tearing stuff down, and they made their own engine. Then we had Tripwire Interactive, which are the people behind Killing Floor. There is also Bitwave Games, Geotech, and two other weird ones. The first one is the large one. This is the big one that got announced. is that Embracer bought the rights to the Lord of the Rings, like the entire IP rights. They didn't just get like the games. This is for games, movies, shows, everything, which is especially crazy because Amazon is making that Lord of the Rings show, and apparently the Tolkien estate and the Saul Zaent's company, who owned a lot of the Lord of the Rings rights, they just. Oh, okay, so I'm sorry. No, these are the rights for the movies, games, board games, and merchandise. They do not own the rights for the books. The Tolkien estate still owns the rights for the books, but the Embracer Group owns everything else. So it's just surprising because like Amazon is making this show, and you would think that Amazon would just want to buy the rights so they could make their show and like make all the money from it, I suppose. But no, not this time. They're just this is being split between folks again. Embracer has purchased this. And then the last one is again like a weird one, but if you're in the know, you're like, huh. So Embracer bought a lot of these like smaller companies and limited run specifically in order to make a new operating group called Embracer Free Mode, which is a group specifically focused on retro games and like retro style games. One of the first things they confirmed is that they got the rights to Gimmick, the NES game Gimmick, and then also bought the company of a lot of the folks that worked on Gimmick, the company Tatsujin. And they basically put that together, and they're going to be bringing Gimmick to the West, and they also own the rights to stuff like Snow Brothers and Zero Wing. So a lot of these games are probably going to get like modern ports or like limited run releases because they own limited run now. And it just seems like they are trying to set up this retro game re-release bonanza here. I don't know how to feel about all this. Like, obviously.
John, I feel like I've asked this before.
Right.
When was the first time you ever heard the word conglomerate?
Probably whenever I was in history class learning about, like Teddy Roosevelt being a trust buster and all that.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Did you ever like get it in a modern context at all? Like because I think specifically about my crazy as hell social studies teacher back in like 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
6th grade or 7th grade. The other notable story out of that class was the one time one of the white kids in the class pointed at a map of Africa and pronounced the name of a country that is not pronounced correctly. Yeah. But alongside, that story, what was this moment that this teacher just sat us all down and showed us like an old like PBS Frontline video on the concept of like, what is it? Sellers of cool. Basically, just the entire breakdown of the early 2000s marketing strategy that focused on the like personification of how do we sell things to women who look hot and want to be hot, and how do we sell things to guys who are looking like shit but still think that they have a say because of things like Beavis and Butthead and stuff that like Beavis and Butthead and Jackass, stuff where it's like you will buy anything that like lives in this brand even if you're trying to say you're counterculture to it. And along the way it just talks about that concept of what exactly are conglomerates. It's the first time anyone told me like, oh, Nickelodeon is owned by something bigger. Like right. Cartoon Network is owned by something bigger. These things that you engage with and participate with are owned by bigger companies, and if not, like often are related to one another in some sort of way. And I feel like to an extent, like not everybody has the ability or the chance to like learn about that, or it comes up only in these moments of just like hearing about mergers and acquisitions and layoffs, and like it becomes so much to take in when you see it happen immediately. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, like part of this does not feel divorced from all of the bullshit happening at Warner Discovery and all of the decisions they're doing, where, you know, to some extent, someone could see this as a way of, potentially considering preservation and considering specifically what Embracer sounds like it wants to do with limited run games.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a shred of, bright side to it, but at the same time, God, if this week has not taught us that nothing is off the table when it comes to eventually getting to write a tax write-off,
mm-hmm.
like, again, I don't even know how to feel about all this. As someone that isn't even necessarily a fan of, like, say, Lord of the Rings, or is not necessarily actively interested in sort of the stuff that, like, if you've never heard of Embracer, or you're just thinking, God, how did this company end up like making such a big move? I mean, not only do they own stuff like Goat Simulator, Time Splitters, Valheim, Tomb Raider, so being able to profit off of like Square Enix's bullshit, also being able to buy out Dark Horse Media, like it's one of those things where you maybe for the first time in a while actually get to see the gradual increase of a company at this scale. Like, the last time you would have seen it maybe would have been like Disney slowly acquiring like ESPN, Marvel Comics, like, and going about its own way as well. And God, I don't know. It's just,
it's
like,
not good.
Inherently, it sucks. I hate that everything is slowly moving to being owned by one or two or three companies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. It does seem like the folks that work under the Embracer banner do not seem to be too upset about it. Like, I've seen mostly positive talk about how they're pretty much hands off, which is quote unquote nice, but man, if only this stuff could just happen without everyone being owned by someone else, It's upsetting. It's frustrating. But also, yay, Gimmick is back. They're putting out like a soundtrack and a special edition, and people can play this really cool game that nobody got to play outside of, I think, Japan and Europe.
Which, like, also apparently this will be physical stuff, so hey, if everything goes to shit, you at least actually have the means to, like, actually get shit preserved.
Absolutely.
Purchase a VPN. Just in general.
Yeah.
Get access to a VPN now.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got the video game movie update, which feels insane to talk about. I'm a little freaked out that this is something that occurs. But hey, we got 2 updates from 2 different studios. First off, Sega has announced that they are in the process of making 2 more movies with the company Pictures Art, who I guess are making an Animorphs movie, I guess they're involved with the Borderlands movie, Naruto. I don't know. I don't believe that a lot of these exist. But they are also helping make a Comic Zone movie and a Space Channel 5 movie, which seems weird. I mean, I feel like Comic Zone could probably work as a movie pretty well, but Space Channel 5, like, what the fuck are they gonna do for that? That's just... What kind of movie would that be? What's going on?
You know, there's only one person I can believe to handle the Space Channel 5 movie, and he just got finished directing Elvis.
You're right. You're fucking right. Yeah.
I'm not saying that Elvis was good. I have no idea. Literally, I see too many like diverging opinions about Elvis to solidly
Mhm.
come out with a statement. That said, Boz Luhrmann taking care of Space Channel 5, that's the fucking dream.
It's wild. Yeah, we just need crazy shit to happen. Like we just need all kinds of crazy shit to go down. And if they're gonna do this, if they're gonna put a Space Channel 5 movie out, it needs to be crazy. So let's do it. Baz Luhrmann, Space Channel 5, up, choo choo. Let's
If
do
you're
it.
doing Comic Zone, you're gonna have to do it. You have to find the guy that did the music video for Take On Me
Mm.
and do it that way. The other option is just making it like a cool world, but I don't know if that would necessarily work currently. I
Mhm.
mean, did Cool World work when it came out? Fuck no. I'm also curious, like, I'm trying to think what other movies Sega could possibly pitch, because Shenmue, Yakuza, those are easy. I
Mhm.
feel like they're shying away from that currently for whatever reason. Or it might just be a case of like gauging interest. Like I feel like they
Mhm.
would not want to blow the use of those franchises without at least seeing other options aside from Sonic. Like if any if anything, these feel like the sacrificial lambs
Mhm.
of just like, all right, people love Sonic, people love what we've been doing there. If we have to have at least a few duds on the radar, what could take a dip and still survive? Which, legitimately, truly, Space Channel 5 having a movie would not ruin the games themselves.
Mhm.
Comic Zone having a movie does nothing to the brand of Comic Zone, which I'm assuming isn't that, like, well tested.
Yeah, like not to talk shit here, but hey, what? Comic Zone 2022? I mean, at the very least, there has been a semi-recent Space Channel 5 game, but Comic Zone? Now? What? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And I'm asking the same question about the Sony movie that is apparently coming out. Uh Days Gone? Who the
Zombie
hell
movie, just fuck
who the
it.
hell who the hell wants to watch that though?
Fuck it, it's a zombie movie. People aren't actively hating zombies, they hate multiverses. Put a zombie movie back in.
We're flipping it back around, folks. We're just going back to what worked,
Until we go to the
apparently.
Days Gone cinematic universe. Which,
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. I feel like Days Gone is one of those games where, like, you find the fun in it and you can at least appreciate it to that angle. I do not know anything about the actual narrative for a game like Days Gone.
It doesn't exist.
Because that's the one where it's fucking like the trailer was like, oh shit, there's a zombie bear, right?
I guess. I don't remember. I know that you have like you're trying to find your wife, I guess.
Oh my god, wow. Really achieving peaks in cinema. Men do be off finding wives.
We gotta find our wife, folks. Where's wife? It's a motorcycle movie. They said that this is going to be a love letter to motorcycle movies.
Alright. God, dude, just. A road movie isn't hard to make, but god, is it going to be dreary to watch if you're setting it in, like, post apocalyptic. You're just making I Am Legend or, like, the Book of Eli.
Mm-hmm. People don't want to watch that one. They're kind of sick of all that kind of shit too.
Yeah. It again, I feel like it's
Like,
just scratching around for what you can get for the sake of being able to say, okay, we can at least turn something with this property, which go off, I
it ab-
guess.
it absolutely feels like a desperation move of trying to legitimize these these game franchises, these IP, as something that could be monetized. That's what it feels like.
I guess, but I mean, again, ultimately the main conceit is to create the movie for a video game is to have to do an adaptation in a way that actively changes what you want out of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to watch what you could play, you just want to go play it, or, watch somebody play.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say? I will wait for these things to actually get recorded, shot, scheduled, and actually have a tentative release, because these could easily just be penned scripts that also just float nebulously in Hollywood until it gets eaten up by the ocean.
Yeah, this doesn't exist yet. These don't exist until they are in theaters, in my opinion. Like these are just pitches, basically. These are just concepts. Who gives a shit until they are in the theater? And then even then, I don't give a shit. Like fuck. I'm not gonna go see Space Channel 5 in theaters. I don't think so. I don't even go see movies I want to go see. So who gives a shit about this? All right. Let's do two more real quick, and then we can talk about what we've been playing. Another here's a weird one here. Dead Island 2 was posted on Amazon a couple of days ago with some screenshots and description and all that stuff. They announced this back in 2014. This is an 8-year-old announcement. This is Duke Nukem Forever level shit right now. Um, I I saw that game at E3. I went to the E3 that they announced it at. I went to a party for that game. I have a swag bag. I have a hat from that says Dead Island 2 on it, and I'm a little bummed that it's not going to be as funny once it comes out. I mean, now that I can tell people yeah, I got this in 2014, it's a little funny. But it was way funnier when it was yeah, I got this in 2014 and we still have no idea when this game is coming out, if at all. Very funny. Now it's less.
So, did you play the original Dead Island?
I played it for a hot minute because, hey, in that swag bag, they did give me a copy of Dead Island 1. And I played it for a little bit.
That's how you make a good swag bag. Ooh.
Yeah. But you know what? I played a little bit of it. Didn't really like it.
That's fair. I mean, again, this feels like an artifact of a not entirely far away, but entirely different cycle of media consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So, if people are psyched for it, though, then, the audience will be there.
Yeah. Again, I'm just kind of sitting here looking at this, thinking it's funny more than anything. It is supposedly releasing February 3rd of next year. That is the date that was on the Amazon post. Here's the descriptor here. I'm just gonna read some of it here. So that's on Polygon, because they're saying there's 6 characters with their own unique personality and dialogue. And here's the quote here: "A deadly virus spreading across LA, turning its inhabitants into ravenous zombies. Cities in quarantine and the military have retreated. Bitten, infected, but more than just immune, you learn to harness a zombie inside. Only you and the handful of other swaggering fellows who have to be resistant to the pathogen holds the future of LA and humanity in the balance. As you uncover the truth behind the outbreak, you'll discover who or what you are." I'm guessing they're probably going to... what most people are guessing is they're going to reveal this again at Gamescom. They're going to re-announce it. And that'll be there.
Dead Island 2. Well, I don't know.
At this point, I don't know who's itching for Dead Island 2. I guess somebody. Investors must be. They want it to come out, I guess.
I guess so, but I mean, I can, like, if all I remember mostly about Dead Island 2 is the fact that the Goat Simulator 3 trailer parodied the trailer for Dead Island 2, and people were like hype about that for a minute.
I guess that says everything we need to know. You know?
I guess so. Again, if you like the series, if you're a fan of it, then hey, rock on. You are finding something that is genuinely entertaining, and from what I've seen of the game, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is the unfortunate reality of being zombie media in the mid 2000s, mid 2010s. Like, we just had so much of that shit, and it all just starts to bleed together. Dead Rising had the benefit of being early enough before that big boom, and also just having its own style to it ultimately.
One bit of good news here, and then we can move on to talking about what we've been playing. Nexus Mods has announced, because recently Spider-Man Remastered came out, and there was almost immediately a mod to turn off any and all pride flags in the game's world. Well, pretty much as soon as that happened, Nexus Mods came out and said, nah, we're not going to be hosting this kind of shit on our site. If you're going to be doing that, we are not going to do that. So here's their quote here. They put it up on a blog here. It says, user needed to make a sock puppet like a coward to upload the mod, showed their intent to troll, and that they knew it would not be allowed. Had they not been a coward and had they used their main account instead, we would have simply removed the mod and told them we don't want to host it, only banning them if they re-uploaded it again. Creation of the sock puppet removed any doubt, made it a very easy decision for us. Both the sock puppet account and the user's main account have been banned. And then, if we think someone's uploading a mod on our site with the intent to deliberately be against inclusivity and or diversity, then we will take action against it. Same goes for people attempting to troll other users with mods deliberately to cause a rise. So yeah, they're saying, we don't want to and won't argue this with you.
Nice and easy. Make it simple.
Yeah. If this policy upsets you, and if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business that you can't accept, then please delete your account and move on, as we will.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Mod Database has also done that. So the big modding sites are just no longer going to be allowing any of that kind of shit. They are full on saying, yeah, if you want to do this, fuck off, go somewhere else. You are not welcome here. Which, yeah, that's good. That is a good stance to have right there. That is the exact right way to put it. Like, if you're gonna try to start shit, fuck off. We're not gonna keep you here. Big respect. Maverick, have you been gaming at all? I know that you just recently got a job.
Yeah, quick life update. I'm employed again. It's work from home too, even, which I've been adjusting to, because actually being at my house all day has been, I don't know, I've had moments of it, in other situations, or in my other job when, a kid got COVID, online lessons for a week. But to have it in a way where it definitely feels like, oh, outside of just the immediate orientation stuff, once I get into the thick of that work, it's really going to be based on scheduling, not just for myself, but also with the people that I work with, and also being mindful of just the time where I'm not what does work time look for me when I'm not immediately having a meeting or something else like that.
Right.
Full disclosure, it's still another nonprofit, so it's not oh, cool, on company time I'm gonna go game. At least, when I figure stuff out, and then it's cool, I can breathe a little bit. But no, I mean, shit, honestly, I've just been walking and shit. Actually finding time in the day to get exercise in, that
That's
rocks.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. I do need some new shoes because, god damn, thinking about the pandemic is just like a big pause on life. It's
Mhm.
been just like a realization of like, oh, I gotta like make choices
Mhm.
and like figure shit out. That said, some of the stuff I have been playing like in the in between of all that,
Mhm.
still getting through Monster Hunter. I did finally get a chance to check out some of the title update stuff, and that will be coming out in a video later on. But for the most part, it's still fun. It's still good, and they've really just been honing in on being able to make a very just good game to come back to repetitively. Even when I get like a little bit burned out, it's at least just like, all right, I've had my fill, and I'll just like, even this week where it was just like, all right, I'm just going to
Mhm.
go ahead and let myself get caught up in the stuff that I need to. I at least felt enough of that desire of like, man, but I really want to go back to Monster Hunter now. I don't know, like I just feel like I'm like in a very big replayability phase. Like I was looking at Hades because that's still on my desktop, and I'm just like, I can't afford Cult of the Lamb yet, but I do still have Hades right now,
Mhm.
so that's an option. Uh, Another thing that I wanted to touch on real quick, since it is going to be something that I put out for the site later, is I recently got a chance to look at Frogun,
Right.
which I'll get, or in my review, I definitely get into it, where it's a game that I really love the aesthetic of, but it really has a conflict with being a like retro inspired
Mhm.
platforming game. And the best way that I can think about it is, if Celeste is the perfect ideal of a game that takes, retro aesthetics or looks at a prior generation, uses its skeleton, and then built upon it in a way that feels challenging, engaging, and overall just very immersive.
Mhm.
Frogun is the kid sister, still of that family, still, very, even if it's not going to admit it immediately, very like admiring of its predecessor. But then it's also just got its own hiccups, skips, trips that don't make it the perfect experience, but there's still parts
Mhm.
of it that I appreciate. Especially since it's going the extra mile of specifically like looking into that 90s, early 2000s exploration of like polygonal 3D tech.
Mhm.
And like it just, I think at the very least it does a good job of combining both the best and the worst of platformers of that time.
Mhm.
Because on God, everyone will go to bat for Mario 64, of course, and uh, Banjo Kazooie, Crash Bandicoot. A lot of those inspirations definitely come through here. But then there's enough scuff where you kind of just start to ask, man, how many platformers actually did survive, the ability to have some sort of like lasting legacy and not just get tossed aside as just garbage, or just get repurposed in a way from being garbage, because people love Gex.
Someone does.
People love Croc.
Someone does.
The if Croc has no fans, then I'm dead tweet, but it's John talking about how he killed the Croc fan.
I saw an article last night before I went to bed which I don't know how true it is. I did see some people saying that the article makers are not really trustworthy. But they had a full article of like top 10 games that were canceled recently, and one of them was Croc 3. And I just kind of sat there, a little smile on my face, and I went to bed a little happier. I was like, we live in a world without Croc 3 still. We're still safe. We don't have to hear that little motherfucker jumping around going, yes! Bad.
Yeah. But, no, that's that. And then with Goku and Fortnite, I've really just been thinking, do I download Fortnite again? And I might. I don't know.
He's in Fortnite. Everyone's in fucking Fortnite these days.
Yeah, I could get him. I could, like, be in a squad of Goku, Rick, Jonesy. We all have little Among Us crewmates on our backs.
Mm-hmm.
RZA. I'm so stupid.
It's very stupid. It is legitimately. It is funny.
Yeah, and having the no build option at least is like that makes me eager at the very least to want to like go back into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to like work with fucking cracked out 10-year-olds who are building all the time.
Yeah, there's modes now for people who aren't off the shits.
People aren't just slamming fucking gallons of Monster before summer vacation ends.
It's wild out there.
But enough of that shit. John.
Folks, it's time. I'm on 3. It happened. I'm on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, folks. Feels good. So I'm gonna say maybe one of the most fucked up things I could say. I feel like I'm only a little ways in, and I am 10 hours in. But I feel like I'm just getting started. I think I'm about to hit chapter 3. I don't know exactly where I am, but I feel like I'm close to chapter 3. It's good so far. You know, there's some parts of it that I don't like. There's some parts of it that I really like. I do wish I got to get to know the characters a little bit better, because they kind of throw 6 characters at you pretty quickly. Unlike how in Xenoblade 2, it was like, okay, yeah, we have like Rex and Nia for a while, and then we add Pyra, and then things kind of keep going. Like, you know, it took them a bit to build out the crew. I think in Chronicles 3, it's maybe a little too fast for my taste, but that's fine, because I do like the characters so far. I like how the combat feels. There are a bunch of different classes, and you could swap between them to all the different characters. So, you know, I've just been having fun swapping classes around, leveling them up, so each character can get different abilities, and you can mix and match them. Like, for example, you can assign a skill once you've mastered that class to one of the buttons, and you can fuse it with one of your active skills. So you can combine their effects. Like there's one where, you know, it's like, oh hey, you get an attack boost if you cancel into this from a standard attack. But then if you combine it with a sleep attack, it's just like, oh yeah, no, you get like a critical hit sleep move, basically. That's really cool. And then you could just mix and match whatever you want, basically, once you've leveled up enough in each class. There's just a lot of really cool little gimmicks. I would say that it feels a little slow at times, just getting you into different like, you know, menus and teaching you how to do different things. There's a lot of tutorialization. There's a lot of like, okay, you have to go into this menu and do this, or we're not going to let you move on. And I wish it didn't really do that, or at the very least, I wish it let me like fill out a full form. Because it'll be like, yeah, okay, go in here and equip a gem. All right, you equipped a gem now exit out. And I'm just like, no, I want to equip a gem to everybody. Give me a second. I want to do all of this. Just I know how to do it now.
Or like if it just gave you the information as like a pop up, and then you could just exit it.
It does both. It gives you a pop-up, it explains it to you, and then it says, okay, now you have to do it.
Oh god.
And I get why they're doing it though. Like,
from a
I
teaching
understand.
standpoint, yeah. Like, I appreciate the explanation and tutorial.
And
But oh boy.
I especially understand because the first couple Xenoblade games are overwhelming. They give you a lot of shit to do. They don't explain any of it. But then here's the problem. I've played the other Xenoblades, so I do know how this works. And so I kind of wish that there was. It's the Pokemon problem where it's like, oh man, I wish there was just a I have played this before button. But for Xenoblade, it's especially like, okay, I get it because of how overwhelming these games can be and just how fucking nutsy it is. I get it. I get it. I get it. But also, I'm just like, all right, come on, let me just move on, please, 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 please.
Right.
But I feel like I'm at the point where that's done. I'm gonna be eating my words, I bet, because there's gonna be more shit that they're gonna just pile on. But I think I'm basically at the point where I am just gonna be able to play, and the world is going to open up to me, and that is exciting. And again, it's just like, yeah, I'm 10 hours in and I'm saying this kind of stuff. Like normally a game might feel like this for like the first hour, but 10 hours, that's a lot. But also this game is gigantic. It's probably going to be 120 hours. Like, yeah, this is absolutely just like a small chunk of this game. So yeah. I mean, like, what else am I supposed to ask for, really? I don't have too much to say because I am still at the beginning, it feels like. There's 7 chapters in this game from what I have read, but I'm almost in with the second one, and I'm 10 hours in, so there's plenty left. The characters are fun, though. Again, I do wish that we had a little bit more time to hang out with them, but I just like their little dynamics here. Because we got, like, Noah, who's the pretty standard leader guy, and then in his squad is Lance, who's, like, the hard-headed muscle dude, and then Uni, who is the healer, and she's also a sniper, and she's a shithead. She's great. We all love Uni. And then on the other side, the team that joins up with you is Mio, who is like also basically the leader sort of thing, except she's a little bit more sincere, and she's a defender, which means that she draws aggro. Like the thing that's cool about this game is that they very specifically are like, okay, here you have this many tanks, this many aggros, or this many like defenders and this many healers. You can mix and match however you want. But they do like expect you to have like 1 or 2 defenders so they can pull aggro and keep off your healers and attackers. They are trying to lean very hard into the MMO here, and I think it works pretty well.
Right. Well, I mean, with one, you sort of just had the entire party drawn out in a way where you could try and do your DPS tanks and healers, but also you kind of always had to have Shulk around as either a primary or secondary DPS. I'm not entirely sure how the blade system works in 2, but I feel like from what you've mentioned of it, there's more of an expansion. Like, you don't necessarily need Rex, Pyra, and Mithra in your party at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, at the very least, it seems like they just double down on that, where, hey, we have your main party, we have your main characters. Also, like, it's going to be a big party and everyone's important, but also you can customize it in a way that, at the very least, gives you more options for being able to both have a team you like and have a team that's still viable for what the combat demands for.
It sure helps that everyone is attacking at once, that you have 6 characters going all at once. It really helps.
Oh, so it's synchronized.
It is, yes. You're just running around with 6 motherfuckers all going around fighting. And it whips. It's really good.
I have seen screenshots, and, like, it's very funny to sort of get flash bombed by UI, but I don't mind it.
Yes,
Some
the
of that
rest
later
of the
game
team
stuff
the rest of the team here, there's Tyon, who is the sort of nerd. I don't know exactly how to describe him, but he's the like standoffish nerd. He's like smart and a tactics kind of guy, but he's also like pitchy the thought, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. His thing is that he has these like paper origami birds that he summons to do healing and attacking. That's pretty cool. It's pretty original. It's neat. And the last character is Senna, who is like she's one of those like tiny but strong characters. She's got a fucking big ass hammer, and
That's
she's
classics a game right there.
yeah, she's pretty cool. She's got fire hair, kind of like what's her name, Brigitte from Xenoblade 2. So I don't know, maybe there's something going on with her. Maybe she's got blade in her. I don't know. That'd be crazy. That's not a spoiler. I legitimately don't know. But hey, it's been a fun experience so far. I can feel it picking up. I'm ready to see where it takes us. But also, I'm 10 hours in and I've barely gotten started. So, gaming.
I mean, hey, as soon as you hit hour 11, it's going to be like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, and there's also 2 Nopon in this game. One of them is this little chef lady who lets you cook food while you're at your camp. And then there is a Nopon guy named Riku. I forget the girl's name. I apologize. Riku's whole thing is that because you've seen Nopon before. They all have cutesy wootsy voices. Riku sounds like this. He's like, yes, Riku will help you. Riku will show you how to make gem.
Like I've seen images of Riku, and I'm just thinking, did somebody fuck a Nopon?
Perhaps.
Because it feels like the eventual joke is going to be that somebody rawed a Nopon.
Maybe they did?
Because this is like a Bishonen looking ass, like, Nopon that we got here with Riku.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, pulled up an image of him.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up to hear him talk. But it's also very good. Yeah, he's like the tech guy. He helps them with their weapons and gems and gear. Very weird.
Well, that's alright.
I'll be back next week with more. I'll be, I think, more ready to speak on the game when I play more. So here, I'll do the heavy stuff here, and then we'll end with the 2 weird but interesting ones here. So first off, we have another report. Hang on. We have another report of sexual harassment in the industry here. It is in one of the contracted companies that Nintendo uses for game testing, called Aerotech. There are reports of inappropriate conversations, inappropriate posts in the group Slack, or Microsoft Teams, excuse me. Talk of, women contractors getting passed over for permanent positions because of, frat boy sort of wheeling and dealing. And while this company is not specifically Nintendo itself, this is a company that has worked with Nintendo for ages, and Nintendo does have a lot of sway with them. So, there's more conversation about like higher ups working at Nintendo, like hitting on testers and leveraging their place to attempt to date some testers, or like teasing them with better pay and better work conditions with that sort of thing. Um, Doug Bowser has said in internal messages that they are looking into this, but of course, they're going to say that it's going to be, they're going to say they're doing it. We have to see actual results before we can really believe it. But yeah, it really just mostly seems like another part of the frat boy mentality of the industry, where if you're not a dude who's ready to clown around and say dumb shit with the other higher up dudes, you're probably not going to make it as far as the ones who are willing to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, again, hearing this kind of news is not surprising. Like, at no point will I be surprised when a workplace brings up accusations and difficulty with sexual harassment and anything that escalates further. At this point, it sucks to know that statistically, it kind of is the norm. Like, at least in game-centric spaces. And the work being done to counteract that, I'm grateful that it's there. Like, hearing it, I don't know, like, I'm not immediately going, oh my god, Nintendo of all places? One, because, yeah, specifically, it is a company that works alongside Nintendo very closely, albeit, but, it's that mentality, I think, of just gearing away from seeing a corporation or a company as, like, a friend or a good place inherently, and recognizing just the various ways where systems still need to be worked out in a way that benefits, everybody. And again, like, hopefully these investigations actually lead to something that is substantial, because, especially in, like, just in general with the games industry, it feels very easy to take advantage of individuals, if not through sexual harassment, then through overwork. If not through overwork, then through the actual, plagiarism of material. I know earlier in the week, Patrick Klepek put out a article focused on guide writers and the way that their work is more or less, the stuff that makes the revenue for a lot of these bigger sites, but then is also often taken just because of the fact that it's seen as, oh, it's just the guide. It's just the material that's there. Who's going to care? We can just use this for SEO. And I don't know, like, it all comes together in a way that just very much reminds you that there's a lot of work to do in this industry. And the people doing the work, I'm very thankful that there are more of them here. I'm also thankful for people that are speaking up and being able to say, hey, we really got to be able to do something about this, because the more that happens, the more we can hopefully get to that reality of, games made with worse graphics by people who are paid more to do less.
It's a frustrating time, and yeah, again, I'd like to see them not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. You gotta actually make the effort to fix shit instead of just saying you're gonna do it.
Yep.
All right, well, we got two more bits of news here. First off, Multiverses is getting some more characters. They revealed the rest of season 1, who are going to be joining Rick and Morty. Morty's going to be out in only a couple of days, the 23rd of August, so right around when y'all are going to be hearing this. But we don't know when Rick will be added. And we also don't know when these other two characters will be added. But don't worry, we've got Black Adam, since he's got a movie coming out. There's the Rock movie, and Stripe from Gremlins. Don't worry, everybody. We've got Gremlins content in Multiverses coming up. Some other characters have seemingly been data mined, just because, like, there have been some voice clips for them. The Wicked Witch of the West and Beetlejuice might be part of season 2. It seems. So how do you feel about these polls? Because I feel pretty good about that.
I mean, the conceit of multiverse is that you could literally just get anybody, and I don't think I've ever had one definitive add-on or someone that like I am immediately going, oh, they gotta show up.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it definitely feels like it is a decent enough blend of like nostalgia kick, or even just like, you know, from an outside perspective, oh god, how are you going to make that character work? Like Black Adam and Stripe, they make sense. I am sure there's somebody out there that clocked that one and they are having a field day of just the right amount of looking into the future, you know, with the whole Black Adam movie and everything, but then also just somehow reaching into the ether and saying, people are thinking about Gremlins again.
There's quite a few folks who are thinking about Gremlins on the reg. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, I'm pretty sure one of my roommates is like, if you just mention the word Gremlin, they're like, oh, hello.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I do think about the Key and Peele sketch about Gremlins too.
Great bit.
It's a really good bit.
It's a really good bit, and also I legitimately can't wait to see what the fucking stage for Stripe is going to be, because it's going to be nuts.
Is it like a big house, or what is it, the toy store?
Maybe. We're going to see. I think, we'll see.
But yeah, and then, you know, Wicked Witch of the West, that's definitely an option.
It's a good, I feel like that's a good pull.
Yeah. Nothing that I can think of where it's like, oh man, they gotta include, you know, I don't even know which character at this point.
Yeah. I'm choosing to just kind of roll with it and be like, oh, that's a good one. Whenever they reveal something, you know, I'll just roll with it.
Yeah. Best way that I could think about it.
Mm-hmm. And finally, here's a funny, weird one here. We've got another update to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which, again, that's pretty wild that they're still actively updating this game so long after it came out. On the 23rd, there will be a new area added to the castle based on Journey, the That Game Company game. There is a full-on tunnel area, and at the end, there is going to be a boss. Not exactly from Journey, but inspired by Journey. Because, you know, there aren't really too many, like, obstacles to fight in Journey, I suppose. So they have a boss inspired by it. And you also get an item that you can equip once you play through it. Pretty wild that they're doing that. You know, there's going to be some other stuff they're adding, like just some bug fixes and some other stuff like that. But yeah, a brand new area. Just like how there was that Child of Light crossover thing in Bloodstained. It's wild that they're like pulling from these like late PS3, Xbox 360 era games. But you know what? Sure. But then I will say that I will say that the funniest bit about this, though, is that this leaked months ago, like 6 months ago, but nobody noticed because it was in the Stadia version. The Stadia version just had this stuff in it, and nobody noticed because it was on the version nobody played. So, good going, team. If you're gonna leak something, if something's gonna fuck up in your game, let it be in the Stadia version because nobody will know.
I mean, I totally forgot Stadia was still an actual thing.
It is, apparently. There's also that Amazon thing. I don't even remember what it's called. Luna?
I thought Stadia was the Amazon thing.
No, that's Google. Stadia's Google.
Right. God.
That's crazy, right? What's going on?
Again, I don't bemoan the idea of a cloud-based gaming service, but it's just like the thing you want to do does not feel like it works for the people you want to say that you're trying to help.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Like, dog, you do not know what bad internet coverage is. Because I have seen bad internet coverage. I'm gonna see more bad internet coverage. That's
Yeah.
just the reality.
It's a
But,
weird time out there.
yeah. And I don't know, I feel like we've somehow hit, like, another good time for, like, PS3 nostalgia as well.
Mm. It's weird. It's weird, though. Like, are they going to keep updating Bloodstained? What are they going to add next? What game will they cross over with next? What do you think they will do, Maverick? What's the next crossover?
I need Lair crossovers. I need Heavenly Sword crossovers.
Yeah, I mean, Heavenly Sword even, like, kind of matches the vibe, you know? Like, the art style wouldn't clash too hard, I don't think. Which is a crazy thing to say. It's a very fucked up thing to say. Alright, well, we got one last thing here. We got a question. If you want to send in a question, it's videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Harlequin Wheels asks, are you team break, topple, days, burst, or team break, topple, launch, smash? We're talking Xenoblade here. We're talking about those combos. You haven't played 2, right? Because they don't have this in 1.
I was gonna say, I am familiar with, Break, Topple Days, Smash. I've not hit Smash yet, but,
Well, in later games, it's break, topple, days, burst. So you can get a big old bunch of damage, and then they also have break, topple, launch, smash, which launch is hilarious. I'm absolutely going team launch here because it is very funny being in the middle of a battle and just flinging your opponent in the air, and they like flip around in the air for like a good like 5 seconds before they come back down, and then you can also smash them onto the ground if you want to do that. It's very funny. I'm absolutely team launch smash now and forever.
that's pretty good.
Yes.
I like the sound of that. Love a good launcher.
Love a good launcher.
Fucking, I'm thinking about the goddamn Neko Arc 10-hit combo.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, Neko Arc is out, and you know, I'm just gonna say real quick, I love that one of Neko Arc's moves is just straight up the fucking what was it?
Like
The
the
nuclear
Tekken
breath.
Kazuya Mishima 10-hit combo
Well, there's
with
that,
the launcher into an air combo.
there is that, but also Neko Arc straight up has like the atomic breath from Shin Godzilla. Like does the exact like animation with the like smoke coming out at first and then the big ass beam and then the multiple beams. Like
Oh, that's good.
it's fucking sick. It's really good. Like Neko Arc seems really fun. One of her moves is just straight up opening up Saints or why did I say Saints Row? One of her moves is just opening up FGO and summoning stuff and using it as an attack. That's pretty good.
There's a move that at some point makes it so that it's like there's a whole live stream and she's just streaming at the whole match.
Yeah, and it covers up the UI so your opponent can't really like keep track of what's going on. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I have to buy that game. I have to actually buy Type Lumina.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in just fucking around with it.
Yeah. I don't want to go too serious about it, but I need to pick that shit up. Probably on PC. That's probably the best place to do it. All right, well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. Maverick, is there anything that you want to throw out there before we wrap it all up?
Nah, not really. I mean, you know, we're getting into that tail end of August. Soon it's going to be September. I feel like a lot of stuff's coming out later this year that's going to be dope, but even now, it's just now that I have money to buy games again, I think I'll actually be able to like get into stuff. But I don't know. I'm just hanging.
All right. Well, of course, if you want to continue to follow us, it's the website is videogamechoochoo.com. We got our Twitter at VGChooChoo, CHOOCHOO, in case you're confused. We're not chewing, we're not eating, we're not masticating here. We are pulling on the train whistle.
Not what?
Masticating, biting and chewing, so you can swallow it.
All right.
Yeah. Our Tumblr is videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have our Facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. We have our YouTube, youtube.com/videogamechoochoo. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. We've been doing some streams here and there. I know Scott's been streaming some stuff. We've got YouTube channel updates coming soon. We do our shorts here and there, clips from the podcast. Maverick, you recorded something recently, correct?
Yep, in relation to the title update stuff, Rose and I got a chance to look at some of that some of that newest content. So, putting that together and should be out relatively soon.
And of course, we have our Discord server, the GameZone.zone. You type that into a browser and it'll bring you straight there. You can just hang out and chat and talk about how crazy it is that there's going to be a Space Channel 5 movie, apparently. If it does come out. And if you like what we're doing, we're on Patreon at patreon.com/VGCC. We've talked about it a bit, and it sounds like folks are okay with us doing exclusive patron content. So, the next step is asking what you would want to see. Now, we will be planning things out, we will be figuring that out ourselves, but we also want to hear from you the kind of stuff that you think we would be able to do, that you would want to see. So, we're not going to take every single, recommendation, but we'll look through it. We'll see what people like, and we might just act on one. We'll see where it goes. And then thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to support them, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Check them out on the first Friday of the month. Give them some of your money. That'll help them out. Maverick, where can people find you?
People can go ahead and find me on Twitter at MavsplaniaMania. That's at MavsplaniaMania. I'm chilling, hanging out. Now that I have more time, more time I say at home, not necessarily like thanks to work, but might be seeing more of my stuff coming out either in review form or video format. Might even be a stream, depending on how things work out.
Nice. And you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI. It's my name. And you can find me on there, on Twitter, because that's like the only place that I post. But that's it. And I want to thank you all for watching, and we will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Thank you.